Hello and welcome to World News Today. Here are the top breaking stories for you. GOP Senator attack whistleblowers' credibility. Trump demands to meet whistleblower, warns of big consequences. Chinese troop presence in Hong Kong doubled, report 4-car bomber hits US military base in Somalia. Republican senators scrambling to protect President Trump from a formal impeachment inquiry are attacking the credibility of the whistleblower who filed a complaint. GOP lawmakers are asserting the whistleblower did not have first-hand knowledge of the actions detailed in the complaint and question whether the person had a political agenda. It doesn't come from a person with personal knowledge. It's like, I heard these people say this and now I am reporting it. I think that is pretty bizarre, said Sen. John Cornyn, a Texas secondly, after a certain point, it does not just allege facts, it really is kind of dossier or political diatribe. So I think there are plenty of reasons to be skeptical. Having said that, we are in the process of talking to the Director of National Intelligence and the Inspector General. Sen. Chuck Grassley, of Iowa, who has had a reputation for protecting whistleblowers, said the one at the center of the Trump impeachment inquiry did not necessarily deserve protections. If they are not really a whistleblower, they don't get the protection, he said. The remarks from Grassley, Cornyn, and other senators echo arguments coming from Trump but stand in stark contrast to the testimony last week from the acting director of National Intelligence, Joseph Maguire, who said the whistleblower acted in good faith. I think the whistleblower did the right thing, Maguire told the House Intelligence Committee. But Senate Judiciary Chairman Lindsey Graham, RSC, said, reading the whistleblower's complaint makes me more suspicious about how all this happened. I want to know who was the person that went to the whistleblower, he said. Graham said that whistleblowers typically report witnessing basic facts and first-hand evidence and raised concern about what some Republicans see as a non-so-subtle attempt to draw up a criminal indictment of Trump. This was a fairly sophisticated effort to write a narrative rather than blow a whistle, he said. A Senate Republican aide predicted that the whistleblower's name was likely become public either because the person will agree to testify publicly or the name will leak to press. The attacks on the whistleblower come with high stakes as GOP leaders see their political fate as closely tied to Trump's in next year's elections. Several Republican lawmakers publicly and privately acknowledged over the past week that the content of the transcript of a July 25th call between Trump and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, in which Trump urged Ukrainian officials to investigate Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden, who was damaging. President Trump on Sunday evening called for the outing of a whistleblower and railed against other individuals, including Representative Adam Schiff, at the center of a growing scandal involving his phone call with Ukraine's president, warning there could be big consequences like every American. I deserve to meet my accuser, especially when this accuser, the so-called whistleblower, represented a perfect conversation with a foreign leader in a totally inaccurate and fraudulent way. Then Schiff made up what I actually said by lying to Congress, Trump said in a series of tweets. His lies were made in perhaps the most blatant and sinister manner ever seen in the Great Chamber. He continued before adding that he once chief the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. He questioned at the highest level for fraud and treason. In addition, he added, I want to meet not only my accuser who presented second and third hand information, but also the person who illegally gave this information, which was largely incorrect, to the whistleblower. Was this person spying on the United States President? Big consequences. Beijing has reportedly doubled the number of Chinese troops in Hong Kong amid ongoing protests, leading to the largest buildup ever in the semi-autonomous region. Reuters reports that some of the troops in Hong Kong are members of the Parliamentary People's Armed Police, which has previously been deployed to put down unrest in Tibet and Xinjiang province, where Beijing has detained members of the Uyghur minority. Hong Kong is on high alert ahead of Tuesday's festivities for National Day, marking the founding of the People's Republic of China. City officials have already cancelled a planned fireworks display and moved events inside, while Chief Executive Carrie Lam dismissed the possibility that the troops would be used to put down the protests. She also said leaving crowd control entirely to the city's police force was not sustainable, according to Reuters. Apart from the 30,000 men and women in the police force, we have nothing, she told a gathering of business people. Really, we have nothing, I have nothing. China does seem to have an active contingency plan to deal with something like a total breakdown in order by the Hong Kong police. Alexander Neil, a Singapore-based security analyst at the International Institute for Strategic Studies, told Reuters, I would think it would take something like that or some other worst-case scenario for them to deploy, but they are clearly more ready than before and are leaving nothing to chance, he added. Beijing has repeatedly condemned the protests and suggested they were orchestrated by the United States. The protests began over the summer in response to a since-scrapped bill that would have allowed criminal suspects in Hong Kong to be extradited to China. Since the bill was pulled, protests have continued, with demonstrators expressing dismay at what they believe is the city's eroding autonomy and calling for Lam's resignation and a probe into police tactics. A suicide car bomb attack by Islamic extremist rebels targeted a U.S. military base Monday in southern Somalia, according to the Associated Press (AP). The bomber detonated a vehicle packed with explosives at the gate of the Belidogel airstrip, at AP reported, citing a security official with the Lower Shabelle Regional Administration. Somalia's Islamic extremist rebels Al-Shabaab have reportedly claimed they carried out the attack. The U.S. airbase houses U.S. and Somalia forces, the AP noted, adding that the Pentagon uses the base to launch drones against Al-Shabaab targets and to train Somali troops. The news service also reported that another attack targeted Italian peacekeepers at a base in Mogadishu. That's all from now. Hope you enjoyed our coverage. We'll see you later. Thank you.